My name is Vital Germain. I'm a life coach. I'm author of the book, Pink is the Color of Empathy. I'm going to share the 5 major talking points, bullet points, action steps, challenges that the empath must overcome and accept. And I'm accompanied here by my companion. By the way, I want to give this little character a name. If you have a good name for this little character, please drop it into the comments. I'd love to give him, her, non-gender, a name. So let's dive in with these 5 major talking points. And of course, I'm going to save the best for last because it's the true transformation from victim to empowerment. So let's start with bullet point number 1, to accept about having been with a narcissist. And this applies to anybody that's been with a narcissist, but particularly for the empath, because the empath is prone to either be attracted to the narcissist or to attract the narcissist. So we are prone to an excess of narcissist exposure, narcissist experiences. So bullet point number 1, the narcissist never, ever, ever loved you. The narcissist never loved you. Ouch. It hurts. It hurts deeply because by accepting that reality, you're basically having to tell yourself, I was not worthy of love. I was not good enough. And that wound can be very deep because oftentimes empaths have experienced childhood trauma. If you have experienced childhood trauma, being told that the narcissist never loved you reinforces that you are not worthy of love. Going back to your deepest childhood wound, you are not good enough. You are not worthy of being loved. And the narcissist just reinforced that. And that is one of the deepest wounds to face, let alone heal and recover from. But the reality is the narcissist never loved you. Here's what they did. They loved what they could get from you. They loved what you had to offer. They loved how you made them feel. They loved the supply you gave them. But they never loved you. And now you're going to go through this thing in your head where you're going to have this dialogue and you're going to find areas where, well, they did love me because I remember they did this for me and I was their soulmate and we were going to get married and live happily ever after and we were going to travel to Europe or we were going to travel to Latin America. We were going to travel the world on a beautiful yacht, sail off into the sunset. It was all love bombing, BS, to reel you in, to get you to put down your guard, to get you to ignore your intuition, to get you to negate all the red flags that were there. They never, ever loved you. And that's really hard to swallow. They never loved you. And the reason why you have to accept that, because that voice in your head again is going to find moments when, well, they did love me because they did this. And you're going to have this internal conflict. And that internal conflict weakens your resolve to never embrace them again, to never take them back, because you're going to find validations as to why you can take them back. Oh, maybe I overreacted. Oh, well, maybe I'm too sensitive. Oh, they did love me, but I didn't give them a chance. I was insecure. No, they did love me. And then you're going to find these little pockets of loving moments that do not qualify, that do not paint the full picture of how they tortured you and abused you. They did not love you. Once again, they did not love you. The narcissist does not love anybody. In fact, they don't even love themselves, which is why they suck people dry, because they have an infinite void, a dark void in their soul that they are constantly trying to fill. Their appetite can never be filled. And that's why they suck people dry, because it's a form of compensation to accommodate for their self-loathing. So the narcissist never, ever loved you. Please take that as a truth. They never loved you. That brings us to bullet point number 2. You are not the villain. You never were. You are not a narcissist. Now, through their gaslighting, through their manipulation, through their leveraging of what is called flying monkeys, I'll explain in short for those who don't know what a flying monkey is. I recommend to Google it, but here's the short version. The flying monkey is based on The Wizard of Oz, where the Wicked Witch literally had these flying monkeys that went out and did her evil work. The narcissist has flying monkeys who go out and plant seeds of doubt. They create the smear campaign. They reinforce the smear campaign. They reinforce all the doubt that they made you feel. They're in your circle. They have access to your friends. They will turn your friends against you. They are doing all the dirty work for the narcissist. It's all a part of the gaslighting strategy. So you are not the villain. And I remember this was one of my big challenges. And please let me know, did you experience that where you started to question if you were the narcissist? Please let me know, because it's a recurring theme. I don't think I'm alone, but let me know, at one point, did you question if you were the narcissist? It's one of their go-to strategies. They want you to live in constant self-doubt, always off balance, never knowing. You're a good soul. Did you maybe say some hurtful things in your moments of anger where they provoked and poked and pushed you to a point where rage became you, but you were never the narcissist? But they will make you feel like you were. And here's the strange thing. After a while of being with the narcissist, as a form of self-defense, you almost sometimes start to mirror their behavior, and you might start to manipulate them back. But you are not coming from a place of narcissism. You are coming from a place of self-preservation. It's not the same. Intention and context are crucial to understanding the bigger picture. So number one, they never loved you. Number two, you are not the villain. You never were the narcissist. Number three, you're not foolish. You're not stupid. You never were. Again, in the comments, let me know. Did you feel you were stupid? Did you beat yourself up? How could I have allowed that to happen? What was I thinking? How did I not see that coming? I am stupid. I'm such an idiot. What was I thinking? How dare you? How dare you be so naive? Let me know if those thoughts, those sentiments crept into your psyche when you were either with the narcissist or trying to recover. It's a recurring theme. You are not stupid. Here's why. I can install, and this is just an analogy, I can install a security system in my house, and then somebody breaks in. I'm not stupid. I took the precautions. I just simply don't think like a thief. I've set up boundaries, and I don't think at their level, because there is always a way to break in. If that's your intention, you will always find a way, no matter how smart the person is. The biggest hackers hack into the biggest secured systems. Why? Because they're always a step ahead. They're thinking purely on how can I break down this facade, this safety facade. You are not stupid. It's a game of chess for them, where they are moving the pieces with the magnet underneath the table. They look over there, and then they move the piece. No matter how smart you are, the narcissist is simply several dark steps ahead. You are not stupid. You never were. You were never, ever foolish. It feels like you were. I would beat myself up thinking for years that I was so stupid. How could I let this happen? How did I not see that coming? The only foolish part, and it's not even foolish, we didn't listen to our intuition. We didn't observe the red flags, but that's going to tie into the next couple of talking points. So talking point number one, they never loved you. Talking point number two, you are not the villain. You are not the narcissist. Talking point number three, you are not foolish or stupid. Talking point number four, the challenge. They raped your soul. They violated the essence of who you were. That person is no longer. Who you were yesterday, you have to let go. This is really hard to swallow. You have to let go of who you used to be. And I'll give another analogy what I mean by that. I'm not saying give up the essence of who you were. You were a student learning the alphabet, the ABCs of life, and now you graduated. You're no longer the innocent, naive student learning the ABCs. You're now evolved, you're smarter, you're wiser, you're more intelligent, you've learned to connect with your intuition, you've learned to listen to the red flags. You've become empowered. You're no longer this person. Are there some traits that you want to reconnect with? Yes, I used to be a happy person. I used to like doing fun things. Yes, those things, reconnect to those things. But do not try to go back to who you used to be. You are no longer that person. You've grown, you've evolved, you've learned. Focus now on being smart enough, aware enough, empowered enough to never let that happen to you again. Because if you go back to the person that you were, it means you will have not learned the lessons. You will be victim to the narcissist again and again and again until the student evolves. So let go of the notion of, but I want to go back to who I used to be. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Which beautifully ties into number 5. I think this is the hardest one. You've gone through all these steps with the narcissist. Your soul has been tortured, raped, violated. You don't know who you are anymore. You have these endless conversations of self-hate and self-loathing and belittling in your head. You've gone through the grieving phase. You're trying to heal, you're trying to recover, get back on your feet. And as you start to recover and you start to become empowered, and this is the differentiator between being in victim mode. I did a video about the 4 levels or the 4 stages of an empath. And level 1 was when you're in victim or prey mode. And you're blaming and you're blaming and you're blaming and you're telling everybody what they did to you. And now this is the biggest hurdle. You now have to take accountability. Ooh, that's really hard to do. You have to take accountability for the part that you played. You were there. This is not beating yourself up. This is taking accountability for, I allowed this to happen. I didn't listen to my intuition. I didn't pay attention to the red flags. I blindly believed, but now I'm empowered. Now I know. That's accountability. Now I know what I didn't know then, but I have to understand that back then, I allowed it to happen. It wasn't your fault. Please remember this. It wasn't your fault, but it is now your responsibility. You were there. And through accountability and through responsibility, we take ownership of the situation, which means I am now going to change me. And this is ultimately where it comes to in this bullet point number 5. You can't and won't change the narcissist. The only thing you can change is you. Until you take accountability, you will not change. As long as you keep placing the blame externally, nothing inside is changing because all the responsibility is external. You're saying everything outside needs to change. I'm going to stay the same. But you can't be the same. Going back to the student, you can't be the same person. You've got to take accountability. And it's so, so hard to do. And this for me was so painful. Let me know again in the comments. Have you faced that dilemma of going from victim or prey mode to accountability and responsibility? Looking at the self, being introspective and saying, I was there. I allowed it to happen. Now that I'm smarter, now that I'm wiser, now that I'm empowered, I'm now in a position to never let it happen again because I'm taking ownership of what happened. The narcissist will not change, cannot change, and you definitely will not be able to change them. So don't even try. Change you. That's really bullet point number 5, is the acceptance that you have to change. Something in you needs to change. I hope that these 5 bullet points have helped you along your journey of understanding what it is to be an empath, understanding what it means to deal with a narcissist, and hopefully to empower you so that you can grow a new set of wings and once again use your beautiful light to shine on the world that is filled with a lot of darkness. We're not going to eliminate hate and narcissism and darkness, but we can minimize it. And through our personal experiences, we can now pass on the wisdom and empower others. And that's a beautiful mission. Once again, my name is Vital Germain. If my content brings you value, please make sure to subscribe, like, follow. Reach out if you want to do a deeper dive along your journey of transformation. Maybe I'm the right coach for you. I believe that I can help you along with my experience, my expertise, my journey. I can help you. Also, get your copy of Pink is the Color of Empathy. It really is a 360 guide to being an empath, to navigating narcissist abuse, to understanding what it means to be an empath, and also taking the concept of empathy, of being an empath, to the level of heightened awareness, heightened consciousness. Also, take my online course, The EMPATH Way. Level 1, the Empath Way. It's the solid foundation to really give you a sense of understanding and empowerment. It's a 60-minute online course. It will put you in a position of where you are ready to take off. Everybody, it's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you for listening. I will see you all very, very soon.